Right, okay. Are you kidding me? Why did dogs start the mob? That's crazy. Um, right, yes, I think the title should explain most of this. One thing I do need to do is I need to filter because I feel like this is a bit too on the nose. This is a bit more. No, I think that looks what was for more. Oh, alright, doesn't it? Very subtle thing. Very dark though. Like if I just turn this off, better, doesn't it? Like that's the problem with these. It's like it gets too sorta. I think this is the best. Oh, anyway, yeah, I was thinking like since I think in I guess when is it? Um, 26th October. So we have 6 days left, and I thought in you know as I'm just waiting for it to like happen, I was like, oh, I should probably talk about it, and I was like, okay, well, I need to play it first, right? And that's yeah, so because I don't want to talk about it without even actually having played it. And yeah, I took out the CRT filter because it's so retro and all, but it just kind of doesn't work. Really weird. And I don't even think that filter actually comes off in the stream, so I'm just gonna keep it off. Yeah, this is fine. I think it's being rendered at 720p, so it's more or less how. But it should be 480p in that case. But this is as close as I can make it, without it looking completely unbearably ugly. Which, to be fair, is kind of difficult considering how good this looks. Like I when I was looking for thumbnails, I found an image which said that this is retro, and I was like, okay, San Andreas is not retro. Retro is like, you know, like NES stuff. And you know, you just feel like so old when you're like, oh god damn, this is indeed what a retro game is, right? Like this is, unfortunately, this is indeed retro, and I'm just like, how in the world is this what constitutes as retro, right? Because I mean, dude, like, this is not what do you mean this game is 20 years? That's crazy. This is not 20 years. This is not what a 20-year-old game should be like. And yet it is. This is literally like a PS2 game. But I still can't process it, because, like, yeah, people do, like, downplay just how, you know, like, people upplay, like, exaggerate just how old the PS2 is, but when I play something like this, I do, like, go, okay, wow, goddamn, like, PS2 was kind of crazy, like, how did they do this, right? And I think it's kind of hard for some people to realize that this is actually pretty impressive considering its time and stuff. But you know, like, as more games have come out, it's become harder to, like, appreciate older ones and stuff. That's just the natural flow of things, more or less. Also, surprisingly, I feel like this is, like, a really early stream. I don't think I've ever once in my life streamed at, what is it, 8:30 a.m. morning. I just, like, I've been throwing this stream off for so long that I just went, you know what, let's just get into it, right? Like, there's no point in waiting. Also, one thing I'm really noticing, how did I wanted a better car, but somehow the only other car is the exact same one that I have. So I wonder if I have I was wondering if I've run any cheats on this save file, because I can low-key do some of the mission. I'm honestly so surprised that I actually have a save file. Like, I thought I'd have, like, a really fresh save, right? But I have a save file. I'm not sure why. I'm a little bit inclined to believe that there was a point in time where I tried to stream this before or something. Like, why do I have a save file where I've played this game, right? But yeah, it's here, so that's something. It's good though, because I don't have to like I have some of the things unlocked. So. I do kind of hate how it looks though. Like this fit is not it. I don't know what I was thinking when I made this fit, but maybe it's a joke fit. I really don't know. Because usually when I make fits, oh my god, can you stop posting my goddamn tires? This is the second car. Give me one car with tires, come on. Alright, thank you. I'm not sure if these radios get like copyright strike, so I'm a bit worried. But at the same time, it feels kind of disingenuous. I don't know. I just don't want to get in trouble, you know? I'm just gonna keep the radios off, even though like I feel like the radios in San Andreas are so core to the actual experience of playing these games. And playing them without the radio just feels so redundant in ways that I'm like, maybe it's worth getting a copyright strike for, you know? I don't know, I really don't know. Especially with, because these days I'm not as focused on YouTube, right? Like I don't care. What happens here? What is I'm extremely chill today with the stream, because streaming is a little bit stressful, okay? Like, I don't like to say that because it's, yeah, I don't know. I don't like thinking of streaming as stressful, but it is kind of stressful. But when you kind of don't care what happens, like I don't care if no one shows up for the stream or anything. It's so much easier to stream. Like there is no pressure. There is no fear or anxiety, I'd say. That makes it so much more easier to just talk, you know? Like I don't feel like I have to ramble constantly or like talk fast or anything of the sort. In fact, I'm pretty sure I should be talking slowly because I've seen YouTubers who talk at like speeds that are similar to mine, and some people complain about them being too fast, and I get it honestly, because I feel like when you're watching a video like this, you kind of want to, not a video, a stream in this case, you kind of want to be chilling, you know. You don't want to really be doing anything too fast. You don't want to be processing a lot of information at once. And for someone like me who is allergic to silence, I absolutely need some sort of voice to fill in the silence. So usually that's obviously my own voice. And that, I feel, is one of the main reasons why I just can't shut up. But I feel like that brings up this problem where you are just talking so much that you really don't even know what you're saying. You don't take a second to compose yourself, to think about what you're saying. That's why people have that issue where they keep saying over and over again. I don't know if I have that issue. I might. I don't think I do as much as, you know, most people do when they're trying to talk in settings like these. Because honestly, I've been doing this for a while, right? So I've gotten somewhat used to it, but I probably do it now and then. Because it's not like I'm paying active attention to not doing it. You know, now that I'm talking about it, obviously I'm a bit more conscious about it. So maybe I am doing it right now, but who knows? Right, well, anyway, the game, I completely forgot. We're here to talk about that. Now that I'm actually doing it, I've realized, what do I even do? I mean, do I talk about it, or just like, oh shit, wait, I have an idea. What we can do is we can explore. Wait, I'm gonna tone down the music. I'm gonna keep it on. I'm just gonna keep it at a lower volume. So it's technically there. It's kind of the background, right? See, there you go. I said an I do say okay. Interesting information. I'm glad I've learned something about myself here. Right, anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna explore things that I used to love as a kid. Um, another arm. See, I do that. I do use arms. That's interesting. I do remember having spent a significant amount of time in this game, having driven around and done absolutely nothing of value, which, well, we're here right now, right? Like, let's do that for a while, because I feel like this is one of the most fun things to be doing in a game like this. Surprisingly, in a game called Grand Theft Auto, the most fun thing you can be doing is stealing cars, driving them around. So, well, that's always, and it's just an interesting revelation to come across. By the way, I think there's a lot to be explored in this game, and I feel like I am one of the few people that says that people should take this game more seriously, but doesn't themselves actually take it more seriously. Because, sure, I've played the main campaign, I've played the main story, but I know for a fact there is a plethora of things to be doing outside of just the main content, right? This game is filled to the brim with things to do. Unfortunately, I'm not sure what those things are. So if anyone shows up, or if anyone's here actually, and if you know about anything to do, let me know. Unfortunately, I don't think anyone is here. Probably won't be here, so I'm gonna act on the assumption that no one is gonna be here for the entirety of this time. Which is not an unsafe thing to go with, because that is generally the case. Unless, you know, for the very few times where I actually get lucky and people show up. Again, it's almost not even worth thinking about that. Also, it feels weird playing this on an Xbox controller, I think. Because I'm emulating this on the PS2 because I'm cool and I don't want to play. Oh, I'm dead. The animation was playing out and I thought CJ actually survived, and I was so surprised. Of course not, right? Like, there's no way he's surviving that. This is my first death on this save. That's interesting. Thanks a lot for wasting my time so I can quickly go take a look at my notifications. Oh my god, my eye.
This area has a
Ah.
code, you know.
Goddamn, there's something in my...
And my wife, oh, she spends too much money.
Oh well, whatever. What was I? Now it's in my ear. Ow. Okay, whatever. I'm gonna try and focus on the game. I'm sorry. Oh, Feltzer. Feltzer.
Is this being taped for TV?
My eyes have been doing this weird thing where they keep like fluttering, if that's the word. It's been going on for a month. It's so annoying. And now it was in my right eye and now it's in my left eye, and it's... I just can't wait for this shit to end, man. It's so nice just taking a drive, honestly. The thing about San Andreas is... Now it's funny, right? It does have a sort of simplistic map if you compare it to something like, I don't know, Grand Theft Auto 5. And I especially think it applies to 5 because you can think of something like Watch Dogs 2. And I would say that San Andreas' map is a bit more complicated than Watch Dogs 2 because it has more... Like, Watch Dogs 2 sort of has this very planned city structure. It's very like squares stuff, right? Like, it's not very interesting on that front. 5 on the other hand is more open-ended, especially when you consider the fact that it is the exact same city, well, at least partly. So it's interesting that like 5's approach to the design is so much more detailed, and yet I feel that San Andreas has the more memorable map. And I think part of that... Hello there. It's going pretty well. I'm just like chilling out, playing some well, San Andreas obviously. I wasn't sure how I'm gonna go about this, but I've decided that I'm just gonna chill and play it, really, because I feel like if you just play this game, you're just gonna come across something. Oh my god, every single time I jack a new car, I get my tires popped. I'm getting so tired of this. I have been in, I think, 4 cars where I got my tires popped almost instantly. Can I not drive a car without the tires going? Jesus Christ. Anyway, I was talking about the city sort of design, right? And I feel like San Andreas' design is so interesting because it is so simple and so small, right? Like, I don't think people understand just how small San Andreas' map is till they actually compare it to the map of 5. Because 5's map, despite being massive, is just not memorable enough, I'd say. And I do think part of that is the simplicity, right? I think San Andreas' map is so much more simple. And it's like comprised mostly of things that you can look at and you can process them so easily. But in something like 5, I feel like there's just so much going on that your brain starts tuning out information. And I think that makes San Andreas so much more memorable, and apart from being memorable, also just more fun to drive around in because you recognize these areas as something you've been in countless times before. It becomes comforting in that sense. And I really like revisiting San Andreas for that reason. I don't think I will ever get tired of driving through these exact same locations a million times over and over again. Like, I swear to God, ever since the stream started, like, I know not all of you have been here since the beginning. Ever since the stream started, it has just like been me driving around doing nothing. And I have not gotten bored of this, even though I've been doing this for years, since my childhood. That's just it, dude. Like, they've figured something out for this. There's so much replayability despite there not being, because there is a lot of content. That's, you know, a different thing. But even outside of that, just like driving around is just like so much fun in this. And I think part of that is, well, the driving physics for one is just, you know, as someone who primarily likes to play racing games and driving games, I can say that San Andreas has some of the most fun driving. It's not good as a racing game, it's not realistic or anything, but it is so much fun to drive in this game. I don't know what it is. I genuinely cannot explain why this driving works so well. I think I mean, I could maybe if I think about it. For one, it does take inspirations from reality in how, sort of like, I'd say, like, if you've played BeamNG, you would know that there's so much fun to just, like, you know, just tossing your car around, you know, sliding here and there, doing jumps and stuff. And the suspension, that is one of the things, right? Like, when you can see your car, like, when you turn and you can see, like, the suspension doing that, that is just so much fun. But there's sort of like a trade-off where I feel like GTA 4 sort of messed this up, where you can make it so that your car is like too understeery and you can go too far into the realistic side of things. And I feel like San Andreas and even GTA 5, also GTA 5 not so much as San Andreas, I'd say, managed to have this balance of the driving model where I feel like it's realistic but arcadey enough to be fun. Because that is a major part of it, right? San Andreas was, like, at least for me when I was a kid, right, is basically like, you know, when you're a kid, right, like, you just want to go out there and you just want to, like, do whatever you want, right? Because, you know, like, when you're a kid, you're gonna, like, eat dirt or, like, you know, drink paint or, I don't know, just, like, kill yourself or something, right? That is like a desire that every child has, right? Like, just to do the most stupidest of things. But when you're a child, you're not an adult. You don't have the kind of freedom to go out there in the world and, you know, basically, like, unleash your stupidity onto the entire planet. And I feel San Andreas, well, GTA as a whole, but San Andreas, because, you know, of the time that I was growing up in, was the game that sort of let me do that, where I could just get into this world. Realistically, I feel like I'm basically going outside and doing everything stupid that I want to be doing. in a game. It's like a simulation of that, right? It is so special for that reason. And I mean, that's the thing, right? Like, I feel like if you played San Andreas as an adult, you would probably not get as much of the appeal as a child would, because now you're an adult. Like, you can just go outside. I mean, you can't like start running people over outside, but you know, part of that charm was definitely the fact that. Also, this is funny because we're talking about like a game that wasn't meant for kids. Like, kids were not allowed to play this game, but for most kids, Grand Theft Auto is like an absolutely inseparable part of their childhood. It's really funny how that works, right? Like, the game that everyone attributes their childhood to is also the one game that you're not supposed to play as a child. Crazy how that works, but I mean, yeah, that's the thing. Like, you just want to be an adult as a kid, and this game lets you do that. It's pretty fun. Also, I really do think I should start doing more things other than driving around. But again, driving around is fun. There's, I think, a few car related. Like, I honestly, maybe I should have like gotten into a save file that has more progress, so I could actually like do more things. Another thing I've noticed is that the graphics, not the graphics, colors in this game are not that different on PC as people make it out to be. Like, people say that San Andreas looked like very different on PS2 than it did on PC. I did sometimes. I feel like especially in certain weathers it does, but for the most part, like, yeah, see now that atmosphere, you can't get this on PC as well as you can on PS2. But other times, I feel like this more or less looks like the same thing. This is definitely like, this is it's so funny. Like, this is from an era of games where the PS2 version of games was better than the PC version, because PC was the inferior version back then. Like, graphically speaking, in terms of technical limitations, it was just that the PS2 could do more, and PC was sort of considered like this underpowered platform where you can't do as much as you can on the PS2. But it's crazy because now PCs are like the gold standard. Like, nothing can beat what a PC can do. And if a console comes out and it can do everything a PC can, it would be like revolutionary. But it can't, because PCs are just really ahead of everything else, and the best versions of games are usually on the PC in terms of graphics. It's crazy how times have changed, man. It's absolutely crazy. Also, I've not been paying attention to the radio, which is crazy because the radio. See, this is what I mean. Like, I don't have to think about what I want to talk about. Like, I just play this game and I'm like, oh, you know, this one thing is actually insanely cool, and I'm not even doing anything. I'm just like driving around, and I'm still coming across so many things to love. The radio, though. I don't. This is probably not the first game that sort of has a radio that is more interesting than just one, like, music playing, right? Like, there's more going on. But I don't know, San Andreas just has such a fascinating approach to its radio, where you can just listen to the radio and, you know, talk shows and stuff. It's not just music. It's actually people talking. Crazy. People are talking, right? And it's so much fun to listen to that. And one of the things that I don't know a lot of people know, well, of course, if you play the game, you've probably noticed, but the game radio is actually interacting, or rather consistent, with your progress in the game. So when you do something crazy, the talk shows in the game actually respond to it, which is why one of my favorite radio stations was always WCTR, because I like hearing people talk, especially when they're talking about things I've done. I mean, if I went on a massacre in the game just randomly and the radios would, you know, talk about that, that would be absolutely perfect. And I think GTA 6 has the potential to do that, but also I understand how that sort of messes with lore and continuity and, what's the word, ludonarrative dissonance, but I don't think that'll be a problem as long as the, you know, people that we're playing as are also just lunatics, which, you know, from what little we've seen of GTA 6, I think they are kind of just lunatics, right? but I guess we'll see. I'm not gonna get into GTA 6, which is actually a very sensitive topic right now because it's coming out in 2025 and Rockstar has only dropped one trailer for it. Like, what are they doing? Where is the marketing for it? They've not even dropped like a second trailer, and at this point I feel like they should have dropped a full gameplay commentary, right? But we haven't even got a second trailer. What are they doing? Did they forget? Like, they do know they have to release the game by next year, right? And next year is not as far as it seems. Like, we have 2 months and a few days left, and they haven't even dropped a second trailer. What are they doing? I have no idea. Like, are they just waiting for like the first trailer's anniversary for the second trailer? I have no idea what the plan is. I really have so much skepticism when it comes to 6 because I don't know. I don't think Rockstar is goated with the sauce. Not with the satire aspect, because I feel the satire aspect is an important and an integral part of Grand Theft Auto. And I feel that if they don't have the humor and the commentary nailed, then it does not matter. Then I don't think San Andreas. Oh, my foot fell asleep. Adults. No, I'm not even. I'm literally sitting here. Why is my foot doing that? Stop. Can you not do that? Jesus Christ. But that's just random. I thought there was a cop. I don't want to be killing cops. The other one, Elon Musk tweet where he's like, I did try to play Grand Theft Auto 5, but the first mission has you killing cops, and I can't be killing cops, so I just didn't play the game. That's me. I can't kill cops. It's kind of against my moral compass, if you know what I mean. I don't like being a criminal. I want to be a good guy. I would never kill a cop. Oh, there it is. This is me, you know, I'm a person that would kill cops. It's against my moral compass. Do you suppose this guy has a gun? Because I really need a gun. Who the hell was shooting? Was it you, or you were just shooting at the cop? Okay. Oh, you might guess. Where are the other cops? I have 15 bullets in this one. I need to get 1 kill in so I can get ammo. 15 bullets is not gonna last me enough. Good lord. Yep, I have 1 star and no cops are going up. Guys, one of your friends is lying dead here. Well, I suppose no one really cares. Okay, then I'm just gonna take this guy's car and I'm just gonna be off. Well done. Yay, sure, whatever. Alright, well, I am honestly so confused. Why are there no cops? I really did think there would be gonna be more cops here. But does it? Wait, I see one. So much harder to aim on controller. I kinda already miss playing on. Don't shoot my. I sort of. If you guys shoot my tires one more time, I'm gonna be so incredibly pissed, and you will regret it. Mark my words. You will regret it, and you don't want to see me when I'm angry. I'm just saying, you do not want to see me when I'm angry. Oh shit. Okay, we got a decent bit of ammo, and we got a bike, so that's good. That's good. Let's keep going. I really like this bike, by the way. It's solely because they have this like wind thingy on the front. That alone makes this design top tier. It's not my favorite bike because of the way it handles. It handles awful, right? But yeah, that visor, whatever at the front, is just so good. Also, you know what? I take it back. I kind of hate bikes. I'm not driving bikes. I forgot how easy it is to fall off of bikes. Just bottom. This is my. I remember when I used to watch GTA series videos where they would like do walkthroughs of this game, and this car, I don't know why. One of the videos in San Fierro, they were driving this car. Do you? No, I don't know that. I was thinking of flying off to San Fierro, but I don't know the cheat to fly in this game. And as much as I enjoy having cops on me, I kind of don't want them on me on 4 stars because I can't go to San. I could use a cheat code, but again, I don't know the cheat or no cops even. Whatever. Anyway, and I saw this car, right, and it was so. I don't know why, I just fell absolutely in love with it. Like, look at this design. There's just something so nice about it. Just it's just very nice. I think it's neat. I don't know why I like this design so much. I think it's one of the best cars in the game. It's nothing special. It's a normal sedan, but you know, that's really what makes it so beautiful. Which kind of makes sense because one of my favorite cars in Grand Theft Auto 5 is the Oracle, which again is just like a relatively normal sort of what is it, like a sedan, right? I'd say that's more of like a sports sedan. I don't know if that counts as a luxury sedan or a sports sedan, but yeah, that's one of my favorite cars. There's something about more ordinary sort of cars that really gets to me. And by ordinary, I don't mean shit boxes. Like I do like shit, don't get me wrong, but I feel when people think ordinary, they do usually think of shit. But I really just mean cars that you ordinarily see on the street. Like this one is not a car that you ordinarily see on the street. It's a holy car, but well, I like this one. That's a different thing. But what I'm talking about is cars like the taxi that's going on the right there. Cars like that are just so fascinating to me. And it's great because, you know, games like Grand Theft Auto have a plethora of cars like that. Really fun to see. Also, these are boxy. The 90s design of car, they were really boxy. They had like edges. Cars these days are just curves and stuff, and I'm not a huge fan of that kind of design. Boxy cars for the win. Ladas from Russia, they're like absolutely one of the best cars. I think in 5 they have like a Lada, and you can actually like put cardboard modifications on it, which is so endearing to me. This is such a perfect representation of like Russian car culture, and in general, it's like the desire to like mod your car is so deep. I'm glad some of the goofiness of it rubs off into games like that sometimes. This game was pretty light in customization, I'd say. There's, apart from like 5 cars that you can throw into, you know, the one mod shop over in San Fierro. If you don't know, there is a mod shop over in San Fierro that lets you modify some of the cars, like the Sultan, the Elegi, the Reyes, I think, and the Flash. I'm not sure which ones exactly, but there's a handful of the Jester. Yeah, there's a handful of cars that you can bring over to a mod shop over in San Fierro. How do I have 3 stars? Just chilling, dude. Not even doing anything. I'm just like driving shit around. I don't know what your problem is. Oh, I got my tire shot again. I swear to God, why is this just a PS2 thing? Because I do not remember this being a problem on the PC nearly as much. I was just driving around and oh my, lost all but 1 tire. And it seems it's gonna be difficult to get it. Alright then. Yep, without cheats, it's really hard to play mobs. Right, but where the hell was I? So this car sucks. Oh my god. Oh, I'm not having fun. There's too many cops on. I'm also incredibly sleepy. I slept like 4 hours last night and I'm just like, oh, god damn, I am not up for this. I don't know why I thought it was a good idea to start streaming at 8 AM in the morning, but yeah, I mean, I just need footage. Honestly, to be honest, to be TBH, I just need footage for when I make a video on this game, so yeah, I guess I kind of wanted the footage finding session to be somewhat intertwined with the session where I'm just doing roadblocks and they shot my tires again. Yeah, this game really has some subtle differences when you actually play it on PS2 after being so used to the PC version. But again, like visually speaking, this looks pretty much the same, honestly. I do know that there's waves in the water. Might sound like an odd thing to comment on, but I do think it's kind of significant that there's waves in the water. Let me go to the beach and I'll show you what I mean. Because if you're a PC player, I feel like this has the potential to completely blow your mind, right? Because it blew my mind when I first found out about it, that there's waves in the water. Maybe I'm wrong actually though. Let me see. Maybe it was a mod, I don't know. I remember there being like waves in the water, but maybe it wasn't footage of this. Maybe it was just like... Are there waves in the water? I mean, see, the thing is, I think it's like different from the PC version, but I can't be sure. Maybe that's just like how the water was? I do think the sound is like slightly better than the PC version, but I might just be overthinking it. I remember there being waves in San Fierro at least. You know, I do think there's waves. The water does seem to be pushing back and forth more. Yeah, but again, I can't say for sure. Maybe I'm just misremembering how the PC version of water used to look. Entirely possible. Well, anyway, back to the point. As if there ever was a point, right? Oh my god, I'm honestly considering just like wrapping it up pretty soon, because I was not expecting to be this sleepy. I had like a nightmare last night and I woke up at like I think 1 AM or something, and I just couldn't fall asleep again. So I've had like a really sleepless night and I've been good since after speed. That's crazy. I've been struggling to sleep, so I just like got out of bed at like 6 AM and I decided at 8 AM that I'm gonna stream, but I didn't honestly realize that I'm gonna be this drowsy. One thing about streaming is it is somehow extremely exhausting. I know I sound like really lazy and weak, which to be fair is not inaccurate. I am extremely lazy and weak, but yeah, like it is so exhausting to be stream. I'm so sorry. Someone's frying something. Oh, that's... Oh, it's so hard to breathe. That's crazy. Yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, it's just like... I just... Streaming is one of those things where it's like, you don't think it's gonna be that exhausting till you actually do it. But then you do it and... Oh my god, this is... I can't breathe. Oh my lord. Get in the car.
Hands up where I can see him.
I pressed Y. I pressed the triangle thing. I was pressing the button. I was spamming it, and he refused to get in. This is so... Well, thanks for the bike. Hey, he didn't even bust me. Okay, sure. That's fine, but I'm sorry, someone is frying something. It's absolutely horrible. Can't breathe for shit. That is so strong. It honestly feels like it's in my house at this point. Is someone trying something or is something just burning? I really don't even know. Maybe I'm gonna die. It'd be so cool if I died on stream. I feel like that's the only way people online would know that I've died. Maybe I should live stream every second of my life, so if I die, all of my friends will know that I'm dead. It's not, honestly, not a bad idea. I never considered that. Maybe I'm gonna do that actually. Thanks a lot, my twisted brain, for telling me that, for giving me information on how I can tell people that I'm dead. It's always nice when I come up with cool ideas like that. Are you, what? I didn't know the police guy can like move around like that with the upper body with a gun out. I mean, it makes sense because I've seen them shooting at you randomly. Crazy that they have that like sort of animation set up, but it's not something you can access. I mean, you technically maybe can if you're using like the free aim drive-by thingy, that there's like a cheat for that. I think if you're using that, maybe, because again, there are like animations for drive-bys even in the car that like you don't get to use as the player, but then you get to see them on CJ if you're using like the, I think at least you get to see them if you're using the cheat codes. Really not sure though. Let's go into the river canal. Well, the, I don't know what you call these. They're not river, they're just canals. The flood reservoir, is that the one? The flood area, yes. I also do think there's more foliage and like vegetation on the PS2 port, but I'm not sure. Again, like, so hard to say, 'cause sometimes you just get details about the game. The Blood Ring Bangor contest, wait, that happens here, right? Driving skill is not high enough? Come on. You don't need skill, you just need a little bit of luck.
Get your ass out here.
Oh, thanks for getting the car up to speed. Honestly, kind of right for them to do that. Always nice when the NPCs are being helped. Also, this car is like really cool to look at. It's probably the lowest like ride heights. Look at this man, crazy. It has to be like one of the more modern models or releases in the universe, I guess. This is like pretty modern design, like relative to the rest of the cars in the game. It's, I mean, unless you look at sports cars, I feel like all the cars feel a lot more dated than this. Not sure what car this is based on, but it has to be something more recent. Well, again, it's kind of hard to say when a game is set in the past, because I was not there in 1992. Believe it or not, I was not there. Not in America, not in the world, so I wouldn't really know what the car culture of the time was like, or not the car culture, rather just the kind of cars that you'd see on the street. And I don't know how they, I mean, obviously they're probably, like, the developers are probably old enough to remember, but yeah, I don't know how they picked these. I'm assuming most of them are accurate to the time, at least. I do think the cars are the one thing that I sort of think that the later games, I don't know. I was gonna say that I don't think they hit it as well, because I'm thinking of cars like the Elegy, right? I feel like the Elegy looks atrocious in the newer games, but there's some cars that I think look kind of okay. But then there's a lot of cases like the Feltzer, I think looks just kind of doesn't have the same point. Like, it's, why do you even call it the Feltzer at that point, you know? But what else? Are there any cars that significantly look better? And Perennial looks worse. Perennial just, maybe it's more of like the fact that I'm looking at cars that are no longer nostalgic, but rather just, you know, like new, and I can sort of see what these cars are like in context to having seen something similar in real life. Maybe it's just more of a, you know, like when people hate on games just because they have more contemporary writing and dialogue. I think it's something like that, where I just can't stand things that remind me of reality, I guess. It is something funny to think about. I've been thinking about that a lot with games like NFS Unbound and Watch Dogs 2, and just this general sort of consensus that there's problem in writing where people are trying too hard to be relatable to like Gen Z and stuff. And I do think it comes from a place of not realizing that this is kind of just how culture is, right? Like, if you look at something like Life is Strange, I feel like people hate that game because it feels too hipster and stuff. Honestly, it's kind of how kids talk, unfortunately. You don't have to like it, because, I mean, a lot of people don't like it, but man, this is just how people talk. And oh my god, they just turned my car into a drift car with it. I can work with this. I can't work with this. Oh, that's awful. Yeah, but I feel like contemporary writing is one of those things where people will always hate it because it reminds them of reality. And I think it says something about like the antisocial sort of culture of the gaming community. And I don't know why I'm going on a rant about all these things. Oh my, what is this? Was that a cheetah? That's a cheetah. But this car will always, don't shoot the tires, I swear to god. This car will always remind me of like Vice City for some reason. There are 3 and Vice City both. Like, for some reason those games kind of mesh together in my mind. But I just realized that there's this problem with my chat where it will not update on phone for some reason. I have to like keep checking my OBS to make sure that like my chat is actually up to date with, well, my chat. I can honestly play this game from OBS. I don't even have to open keep PCSX2 open, because yeah, it just like controls, the audio is the same, everything is the same. I can probably do this. I can just like look at the chat right in my OBS, which is really, oh my god, dude, I just did a backflip without a ramp. I just did that. Unfortunately, this car is probably done for. We don't probably have a lot of time with this one. I'm gonna try and conserve it as much as I can, but it's really fast and really hard to see where I'm going, and yeah. Well, good things don't always last. It is what it is. And Vedette. I don't understand why I have cops on me. What am I doing? It's been 45 minutes and yeah, I don't know. I feel like I've not done enough in terms of what I wanted this stream to encompass, but at the same time I feel like a major part of this game would be to just sort of go on YouTube and look at videos and sort of like reflect on the culture around the game just as much as the game itself, because I can't do a full playthrough of the campaign. I can, to be fair, but I don't think I want to. So I think the next time that I sit down to stream, I'm gonna just watch some videos and stuff, because I have a lot of videos that I'm gonna be including in the video about, you know, this game. So I think it would be fun to like reflect on, you know, the culture and everything, just as much as it would be to reflect on the game itself. The game itself, you just can't like boil it down to a stream. You have to sort of spend time playing the entire game to get the whole feel, and I think it's something worth experiencing for yourself, especially if you haven't like touched this game before, which is crazy, because why have you not touched, you know, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas before? I feel like it's one of those games that like everyone should at least play once in their lives, right? If you haven't, then absolutely go give it a shot. But if you have, then I feel like it's worth revisiting, because again, 20th anniversary of this game in just, wait, do you think that's what Rockstar has been waiting for? Do you think the GTA 6 trailer is gonna drop on the 20th anniversary of San Andreas, which doesn't make total sense? I mean, you know, like, why San Andreas and 6, they don't really feel connected, but can you imagine that? Like, that's when they that would make so much sense though. That would absolutely make sense. Dude, I think that's exactly what they're going for. I think they're gonna drop the trailer for GTA 6. Again, I don't want to get myself hyped up for something that is not about to happen, because I'll just like be excited and then it won't work and then I'm gonna hate myself. Let's not get too excited, but there is a distinct possibility, I'd say, that the San Andreas 20th anniversary is when the GTA 6 trailer drops. If that happens, then well, hey, I predicted it first, right? Let's just see though. Let's just see. Either way, yeah, I think I'm going to stop here for today. I know it's been a very short stream. I was honestly planning on going for a while, but I'm honestly sleep deprived. I was not expecting to be tired, and streaming is kind of exhausting for some reason. That might have something to do with talking straight for 50 minutes at this point. Yeah, though, I'm gonna stop it here. I'm gonna go to sleep. Thanks a lot for tuning in, for the people who are here, and yeah, I'm gonna try and stream more, but I probably won't, let's be honest. We'll see. Yeah, thank you, bye bye.